Happy morning, dear children. Hope you all doing well. I'm Anulakshmi, English teacher in Vittal Matriculation School. Today, Tuesday. What we have seen in yesterday? We have seen on Monday morning supplementary reader, right? All of you finished your homework? Just recall it now. What are the characters is there? Do you remember it? What are the characters? Characters in the novel: Tom Sawyer, the main character; Sid, Tom's half brother; Mary, Tom's cousin sister; Joe Hopper, Tom's friend; Huckleberry Finn, Tom's friend; Becky Thatcher, Tom's school friend; Auntie Polly, sister of his dead mother. Then about the author. Author's original name is Samuel Langone Clance. Original name of the author: Samuel Langone Clemens. Pen name: Mark Twain. Author's pen name is Mark Twain. He was born on 30th November 1835. He was born on 30th November 1835. Florida, Missouri, at United States. His works. His works are humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. His works are humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. Right. When he was died on 21st April 1910, Reading, Connecticut, US. Then let me start. Just listen. Just I read. You have to listen, okay? On Monday morning, adapted from The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Monday morning found Tom Sawyer miserable. Monday morning always found him so, because it began another week's slow suffering in school. He generally began the day with wishing he had no holiday in between. It made the going into prison again so much worse. Tom lay thinking. Presently it occurred to him that he wished he was sick. Then he could stay home from school. He examined himself. No sickness was found, and he investigated again. This time he could detect stomach ache, but it soon grew feeble and presently died wholly away. He reflected further. Suddenly, he discovered something. One of his upper front teeth was loose. This was lucky. He was about to begin to groan as a starter, as he called it, when it occurred into him that if he came into court with that argument, his auntie would pull it out. When it occurred to him that if he came into court with that argument, his auntie would pull it out, and that would hurt. So he thought he would hold the tooth in reserve for the present and seek further. Nothing offered for some little time. And then he remembered hearing the doctor tell about a certain thing that laid up a patient for 2 or 3 weeks and threatened to make him lose a finger. So the boy eagerly drew his sore toe from under the sheet and held it up for inspection. But now he did not know the necessary symptoms. Today start here, okay? However, however it seemed, however it seemed worthwhile to chance it, so he fell groaning with considerable spirit. Here, however means nothing but Here, however, means nothing but have just, although something is true. Although something is true. Something, something is true. However, it seemed worthwhile to chance it. Here, seemed means past tense of seem. Past tense of seem. Worthwhile to chance it. Worthwhile means enjoyable. Worthwhile means enjoyable. To chance it. However, it seemed worthwhile to chance it. So he fell groaning with considerable spirit. Groaning means to make a deep sad sound. Already this word find in previous class, right? Groaning means to make a deep, to make a deep sound, sad sound. Considerable. Considerable means great in amount or size. Great in amount. But Sid slept on unconscious. But Sid slept on unconscious. Here, unconscious means in a state that is like sleep. In a state that is like sleep. For example, of unconscious, injury or illness. Injury or illness. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. No result from Sid. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. No result from Sid. Tom was panting with his exertion by this time. Tom was panting with his exertion by this time. Here, panting means this is the verb word and present participle of pant. Present participle of pant. And exertion. Here, exertion means it is the plural noun of exertion. Plural noun of exertion. This is singular word. This is plural word. Is here? Yes. So, by this time, Tom was panting with his exertion by this time. Exertions mean using your body in a way that takes a lot of effort. He took a rest and then swelled himself up and fetched the succession of admirable groans. Swelled. Here, swelled means to become. Swelled means to become. And swelled is the past tense of swell. Past tense of swell. He took a rest and then swelled himself up and fetched a succession of admirable groans. Fetched. Here, fetched means basic back something, to go to a place and bring back something. Fetched means to go to a place and bring back something. It is the word past tense of fetch. Past tense of fetch. And here succession means a number of people. A number of people. A number of people. Admirable. Do you know that admirable? That you admire or excellent. Groans. Already here see that groaning. To make a deep sad sound. Here also the same meaning, groans. Sit snored on. Sit snored on. Here snored means sits snored on. Tom was aggravated. Tom was aggravated. This is the word aggravated is past tense of aggravate. He said, sit, sit, and shook him. He said, sit, sit, and shook him. Sid snored on. Tom was aggravated. He said, sit, sit, and shook him. This course worked well. This course worked well. And Tom began to groan again. And Tom began to groan again. Here, shook is the past tense of shake. Shook is the past tense of shake. Okay. Shook means to disturb or upset somebody. To disturb or upset somebody. This course worked well, and Tom began to groan again. And Tom began to groan again. Sid yawned, stretched, then brought himself upon his elbow with a snort and began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. Tom went on groaning. Sid said, Tom, say, Tom. Sid said, Tom, said Tom, but he's no response to him. Here, Tom, what is the matter, Tom? And he shook him and looked in his face anxiously. Here, anxiously mean it a manner in a manner resulting from or revealing anxiety. In a manner resulting from or revealing anxiety. Tom moaned out. Tom moaned out. Here, moaned means pain. Moaned means pain. Oh, don't sit, don't. Don't shake me. Why? What's the matter, Tom? I must call Auntie. No, never mind. It'll be over by and by, maybe. Don't call anybody. But I must. Don't groan. So, Tom, it's awful. Here, awful means very bad. Awful means very bad. How long you been this way? Horse. Ouch. Oh, don't stare so. Sid, you will kill me. Sid, you will kill me. Tom, why didn't you wake me sooner? Tom, why did you wake me sooner? Here, sooner means it is a comparative adverb. It is a comparative adverb of soon. Oh, Tom, don't. It makes my flesh crawl to hear you. Oh, Tom, don't. It makes my flesh crawl to hear you. Flesh means here travel to move very slowly. Very slowly, to move very slowly. What is the matter? I forgive you for everything said, everything you have ever done to me when I gone. I forgive you for everything said, everything you have ever done to me when I'm gone. Oh, Tom, you aren't dying, are you? Don't, Tom. Oh, don't, maybe. I forgive everybody, Sid. I forgive everybody, Sid. Tell them so, Sid. Tell them so. Here, tell apostrophe em. That means tell them. It is the short form of tell them. And said, you give my window sash and my cat with one eye to that new girl that's come to town, and tell her. But Sid had snatched his clothes and gone. Here, snatched means to take something with a quick, rough movement. To take something with a quick, rough movement. Something with a rough movement. Tom was suffering in reality. Now his imagination was working well, and so his groans had gathered quite a genuine tone. And so his groans had gathered quite a genuine tone. Sid flew downstairs and said, Sid flew downstairs and said, oh, Auntie Polly, come. Tom's dying? Dying? Yes. Don't wait, come quick. Rubbish! I don't believe it. But she fled upstairs. But she fled upstairs. Here, stairs means it is a plural noun of stair. It is a plural noun of stair. It means one of the steps in a series inside a building, like our steps. Nevertheless, with Sid and Mary at her heels, with Sid and Mary at her heels. Here, heels means the back part of your foot. Here, heels means the back part of your foot. And her face. And her face. Are you all listened? And her face grew white too. And her lip trembled. And her lip trembled. And her lip trembled. Here, trembled means to shake. To shake. Now, video is also shake. When she reached the beside, she said, you Tom, Tom, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Oh, Auntie Anne, what's the matter with you? What is the matter with you, child? Oh, Auntie, my sore toes dying. The old lady sank down into a chair and laughed a little, then cried a little, then did both together. Here, sank means to go down. Sank means to go down. This made her feel better, and she said, Tom, what a turn you did give me. Now you shut up that nonsense and climb out of this. Here, climb means to move up towards. To move up towards. The groan stopped and the pain vanished from the toe. Here, vanished means to disappear suddenly, to disappear suddenly. The groan stopped and the pain to disappear from the toe. Here, the boy felt a little foolish and he said, Auntie Polly, it seemed dying and it hurt so. I never minded my tooth at all. Your tooth indeed. What's the matter with your tooth? One of them is loose and it aches perfectly awful. There are There. Now don't begin that groaning again. Open your mouth. Well, your tooth is loose, but you are not going to die from that. Mary, get me a silk thread and a chunk of fire out of the kitchen. Tom said, Oh, please, Auntie, don't pull it out. It don't hurt anymore. I wish I may never stir if it does. Here, I don't want to stay home from school. I don't want to stay from school. Oh, don't you? So all this row was because you thought you had get to stay home from school and go fishing. Tom, Tom, I love you so. And you seem to try every way you can to break my old heart with your mischief. Here, break means a place where something has been broken. A, a, here, break means a place where something has been broken. Mischief. Mischief means bad behavior that is not very serious but it is bad behavior. Mischief means bad behavior. By this time, the dental instruments were ready. The old lady made one end of the silk thread. The old lady made one end of the silk thread fast to Tom's tooth with a loop. And here loop means a round shape made by a line curving round and joining or crossing itself. Loop means round shape. Round shape. Do you know the round shape? This is the round shape. And tied the other to the bedpost. And tied the other to the bedpost. Here, bedpost means any of the four upright supports of a bedsheet. Any of the four upright supports of a bedsheet. Then she caught hold of the chunk of fire and suddenly pushed it almost into the boy's face. Then she caught hold of the chunk of fire and suddenly pushed it almost into the boy's face. The tooth was hanging loosely by the bedpost now. The tooth was hanging loosely by the bedpost now. Here hanging means caused by putting rope around a person's neck and letting the body drop downwards. Now let's see the glossary. Panting. Panting means breathing quickly. Panting means breathing quickly. Exertions, effort. Exertions, effort. Aggravated, irritated. Aggravated, irritated. Snort means a cry made to show unhappiness. Snort means a cry made to show unhappiness. Anxiously, tensely, anxiously, tensely. Loop, curve. Today, you have to write down in your note the glossary. Panting, breathing quickly, exertion, effort, aggravated, irritated, snort, a cry made to show unhappiness, anxiously, tensely, loop, curve. This is your homework. Write it down in your note and send me on WhatsApp. Okay, don't forget. Let's today end our class. Students, you come and take your books at the school. If you have any doubt, you come and ask me. I'm in always school. Keep safe at your home. Thank you, students. Have a truthful Tuesday. Thank you.